Hi everyone, it's Justine. This video is about the main trends, the biggest trends that we'll see everywhere this fall-winter season. If you watched my trend videos in the past, you already know how I like to do this. I go through lots of runway trends all around the world. I select or identify the most significant ones. I prepare trend boards, and then I present these curated trend boards to you in a way that makes the trends wearable in real life. And I must say, I'm extremely pleased with this season's trends. Personally, you let me know what you think. Let's start with one that is clearly becoming a macro trend, aka a trend that is a constant across many different seasons. Quiet luxury. Your first reaction might be unspectacular, underwhelming. I don't need designer clothes to get that look. I would say that is not entirely true. If you look at the two on the left, Chloe and Givenchy, the materials feel very luxurious on the skin. The cut is loose and comfortable, but elegant, not sloppy. At Gucci, we're seeing neutral hues, where the jacket is oversized and comfy, but tailored. And it's paired with comfy wide leg trousers. Vuitton's collection is surprisingly low tech this season. Normally it's a festival of laser cutting, 3D printing and whatnot. This time the palette is muted, but it's not simply a vest thrown over grandpa pants. It's a deconstructed vest, and the look is accessorized with a scarf that has exactly the right length. You know what I mean? The last two, Bottega Veneta and Hermes, feel very similar. A tunic length top worn over a knee-length skirt, plus high boots. The Hermes look in particular is extremely strong in my opinion. It's one color, but impeccable proportions. I think this is a masterclass in winter layering. Okay, let's sum it up. This quiet luxury look often involves a hemline that is below the knee or full length. There isn't much skin showing. It looks simple, but the materials, the textures, the proportions aren't simple whatsoever. Nothing is done by accident here. Everything is carefully put together and curated. The hues are very often neutral or quite muted. You won't see a color clash here. You would see complementary colors. You're not going to see anything neon. It's timeless, not trendy, color-wise as well. If you're aiming for a timeless, not trendy wardrobe, this season is your season, because I think this trend is going to be completely dominant across the board in all price categories. You will see plenty of options in stores for you. Next up, pleats that highlight the silhouette and create beautiful drapery. Several options. First one, Missoni and Victoria Beckham are pulling the fabric along a little rope to create these pleats. It's very customizable. You could pull more or less on the ropes to make the dress more or less skin tight. I like the versatility of it. Then at Dolce & Gabbana, the pleats all converged towards that tight bow. The bow attracts the eye, so it highlights the hips of the model in the end. At Bottega Veneta, the pleats are asymmetric and created by this central accessory. Note how the fabric drapes downwards from there, creating the impression of a full skirt. You'll hear about that a bit later in this video. It has to do with the 50s. Givenchy places the transparency in the pleat strategically. Look around the hips of the model here again. Even though the outfit is one monochromatic block, it seems that the model is wearing a top, long sleeves underneath, and a separate skirt, and it's very flattering. The color probably isn't timeless, that eggshell yellow, but the shape definitely is. And then I wanted to include this company dress because her look is definitely doable. So you could perfectly add a brooch or safety pin or whatever to a top that you already own, you know, to create that sort of drapery. I feel like it's a trend that's super easy to experiment with. Would you agree? Also, from the trend boards, you can tell that the pleats are mostly seen on skirts and dresses on the runways. But who says you can't do that on, you know, white leg palazzo pants, a crisp white oversized shirt, or a knitted top that you already have? This trend is fully in reach, I would say. Next trend, you know what a cache-poussière is? It's that sort of very long cowboy coat that they wear in Once Upon a Time in the West. Couldn't find a proper English translation for it. It's like a very long coat, very functional, a bit A-line or straight downward, with a touch of military style. I hope you know what I mean. The looks feel protective. The shape is elongating the entire silhouette. At Stella McCartney, the edges are finished as though the girl just walked through the desert for weeks. It's very on character for a Western movie. Givenchy is the more dress-up option. This dual look is probably the typical French uniform, so to speak, with the blue and white stripes underneath, but intentionally military inspired, with laced up boots and this double-breasted coat with huge buttons and shoulder elements. Then there is a lot of Todds on this board because I find that they nail the trends, literally. Big lapel, double-breasted, floor length, strong shoulder, and then A-line going down. It really wraps around you and keeps you warm. The brown outfit in the center is not outerwear, but it's blurring the lines between outerwear and ready-to-wear. Again, you see these strong shoulders, big lapels, crossing like a double-breasted coat. Finally, outerwear that looks warm and cozy. And I must add, it isn't always like that. Not every winter on the runways. For the next trend, we're switching universes. Back in time, we're looking into 50s style. Do you know Dior's new look, which became the look of the 1950s? I'm talking about the jacket that hits very low on the hips, that looks molded on the woman, almost like a corset. Many of the looks on the runways this season reminded me of the new look and of a 1950s silhouette in general. Let's see. First up, Todds. Super marked waist. And the jacket is so long that the skirt underneath is barely visible. Versace presented a more office-appropriate version with a knee-length skirt, but the jacket shape is in the end very similar. Jil Sander made it in leather, worn over pants. At McQueen and Balmain, the contrast between a narrow waist and wider hips is achieved through a peplum shape. These women are both wearing leather pants and off-the-shoulder bustier necklines, very similar in terms of silhouette. Last but not least, when speaking of the new look, Dior. They're not the house which drew onto that silhouette the most, surprisingly, even though they would have full legitimacy to do so because they invented it. But I wanted to include this dress anyway. Bustier, tight waist, and then a long full skirt, like we saw on the previous board. These two is really a shape you'd have seen in the 50s. Is this trend hinting towards a less oversized and more gendered era in fashion again? We'll see that in the couple of seasons coming, I guess. It's interesting to see a trend like this next to more unisex clothing than ever before. And it's like that sometimes with trends. You see trends that go in directions that don't look at all compatible with each other. But that's how it is. Our next trend, Plaids. Plaids are back, bigger, making a statement. Here is our cache-poussière Western coat again, but now as wool plaid. Or as a long skirt, like at Dior. Or as a full look, like at Chanel. Here they've combined two different motifs, but in hues that work very harmoniously together. It looks very cohesive. And then we have the bolder options. Plaid plus stripes, like at Paul Smith, but it's an accessory, so it's still not the main pattern of the look. Next step, a bit more advanced, is a plaid plus a different plaid, plus boots that have a pattern too, but another one. This feels a little bit punk because it's Andreas Kronthaler for Vivienne Westwood. To be expected from that house, but I feel like this is a very successful combination. Even more advanced is when the trousers have the 3D pattern and the hair matches too. That Issey Miyake lady is looking sharp, isn't she? Plaids are not always in fashion. They come and go and then come back, but like in cycles, and it's pretty clear that they will come back in trend eventually. It's the case this winter. By definition, a plaid has a main color and then accent color or colors for the lines. So they are great to pair with other garments in an outfit that include the colors that are the accent colors on the plaid, if that makes sense. Plaids are a very smart kind of pattern for a well-curated wardrobe color palette that is not only consisting of solid colors. I highly recommend it. Our next trend is an accessory trend. It's about clutches. I'm very happy with this trend because it fits a project that I'm working on. It's a bit too early to talk about it now, but hopefully soon, probably in a few weeks. At Anteprima, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing this right, and Stella McCartney, the clutch matches the outfit. sophisticated, but it's not always easy to have a clutch matching each color in your wardrobe. At Saint Laurent, the clutch is matching the bracelet. Very refined and sophisticated, I think. Then at Victoria Beckham, Jill Sander and Miu Miu, the clutch does not match the clothes. And it has become a hugely important element in terms of volume and color. It's as important as the clothes themselves for the outfit, and it's worn like this under the arm. Vuitton is the exception. They keep trying to capitalize on the LV monogram print regardless of the trends of the season because it's what made the house what it is today. But otherwise, clutches tend to come in solid colors, which can perfectly be bright and saturated. That yes, but the years of logo clutches and neon patterns are over for now. The only issue with this trend is now that clutches are becoming like a major central accessory in an outfit, prices are going through the roof. North of 1,000 euros for a clutch, that is quite a budget. And then at that price, I want like a wristlet or a strap or a way of carrying it. I don't want to carry it under my arm like this. Maybe that's just me. Let me know what you think in the comments. There were not many prints or patterns this season overall. Some fashion houses did present some, but it often felt a bit forced rather than organic, and that's why you're not seeing many on my boards. Logo sweaters, trendy claims, things like this are a little bit out of trend too right now. And another thing that you might have noticed, or rather not noticed, is uncertainty. These runway shows are very low-tech compared to previous seasons. They're going back to more textile materials. We're not seeing many experiments in textures or proportions. It feels all very wearable. That is what happens in fashion when we don't know for sure what the future holds or where the economy is headed. The big houses that need to secure the turnover of the year will go back to their archive, dig deep into past collections, and try to find safe bestseller looks that are timeless rather than trendy and that will sell for sure. The result is that everything feels a lot more wearable and real-time suited. I'm here for it. And so sometimes the learnings when doing trend boards like this is also in what is not on the trend boards. At any rate, you know, I always say trends are suggestions, never a must. Keep the trends or the ideas that you liked from this video that you might want to try this season and leave the rest. Which trend presented today was your favorite and why? And also thumbs up if you enjoyed this review. Thank you very much. The trend boards are available on my website. You'll find the link down below. And the earrings that I'm wearing and all the other earrings in this collection and everything that belongs to this collection at all is now restocked on the website. You'll find the link down below as well. It is the last restock until Christmas, so there won't be anything on top until the end of this year. If you've been waiting for something to be back in stock, now is the chance. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you've watched until here and you haven't subscribed yet. We're dangerously close to hitting 1 million subscribers. I can't believe I'm even saying it. So thank you for subscribing. I'll see you in the next one, and until then, take care. Bye.